Okay, here we are live. Welcome to the weekend kickoff show. I'm your host, Patrick.
And I'm Mike Schwartz. I'm filling in this week. I'm back. If you
He's
remember,
back.
Yeah.
Remember the good old times?
The good old times.
Yeah, it's a reunion.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So what's going on? You're out of the sick ward.
I
Patrick.
was knocking on heaven's door, but
Yeah, don't
nobody
say that.
answered, so I went home.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
Because there's nobody there.
Nobody there.
home.
I had a nasty little case of bronchitis, but
Yeah.
thanks to the fine doctors and pharmacists here. Shout out to the Pharmacia.
Yeah.
They hooked me up with good medicines, and
good.
I am in much better condition.
Who's not on good medicines these days?
Everybody
I know.
I
Everybody I know is on some pills.
I can count on one thumb people who are not.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, it's a beautiful day here in Boquete.
It
as
is.
Always.
Yeah, it's not raining yet.
Not raining. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't live without rain, so I don't know. You can't complain about the rain.
How about you? How you been doing?
I've been doing great. I'm, I just got a good report from my doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you
This
tell
has turned
you?
into the doctor report show.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we need to talk to more doctors.
Yeah.
No.
Well, we do.
Yeah, no,
We're going to talk to one today.
Yeah, I know. That was my segue. That was my very smooth segue.
Smooth, nice.
Smooth.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead. Excuse me a second. I'm going to
Sure,
go ahead and share
whatever.
the feed.
Okay.
The
You do what you have to do, and
Yeah.
before you know it, we'll be talking medicine with a real professional,
Oh,
not
man.
people that make stuff up like we do.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
So, I had a very good report from my doctor,
Yeah.
And I love how the doctors tell me things that I have no knowledge of, no understanding of, like the results from my blood test, things like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So, do you have blood then?
I have blood.
Well,
I have
see,
blood. It's being tested regularly.
That's a
on a regular
positive
basis.
test then.
Yeah, I don't even mind anymore. I don't
Yeah.
mind. Take as much as you want. I don't
Take
care.
it all.
Well, not all. Leave some behind.
Okay.
That's
Please,
my general rules. Leave some behind. Leave some for me. You take some and let me keep
have
some.
some, take some.
Yeah.
Hey,
And then the doctor says, "Do you remember what your A1, some whatever
A1C.
A1C
Your A1C,
level was?"
yeah.
No, I don't remember. I don't even know what it is. How can I remember?
Something to do with air conditioning, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I love when they talk to you like that, but it's better than
Well, you can
Talking
always.
down to you.
Here's the thing: you can always write it down and then go Google it later and go, "Oh, that's what that is."
Yeah, I just want them to tell me that you're okay or
Yeah.
you're not okay. That's it. But,
I'm okay.
I'm not.
You're okay.
You're okay.
Okay.
But I'm not okay. But
You're
I'm
not
not.
okay?
I'm not checking all these. Every single blood test results and like every single line item. I don't know what they are.
Well,
I like how they put within a certain range, and if
Yeah.
you're okay, you're okay.
Yeah.
The number, whatever, it's 78. It's
Yeah.
great as long as you're under 80 or whatever. Fine.
I had a problem. My doctor said my creatine levels were too high. He thought I was getting dumber by the minute. And no, I just mispronounced the word or misunderstood the word.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was creosote anyway. I thought
Yeah, it could
they
be.
were gonna tar my head or something.
You
I don't know.
don't drink the creosote, man.
Yeah.
It's not good for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway.
Oh, by the way, our show is brought to you by Big Daddy's.
Oh, it's so great.
It's so great over there. They got
Yeah.
everything boom boom that you want.
Everything boom boom.
They've been rolling with some steak and lobster all
Yeah,
all
they
week.
have some steaks in there. And
Yeah.
They have some pecan pie, some incredible
Ooh,
pecan pie.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, no. I'm
Oh,
not.
that's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the pecan pie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So get over to Big Daddy's. Check those guys out. Don't forget the margaritas are delicious
Yes, they
and
are.
generous.
And large.
Yeah. I like the maracuya margarita myself.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's alliterative.
it's what?
Alliterative. Both words start with the same letter.
Oh,
you
I
see.
see.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm throwing
Wow.
fancy words at you.
Yeah, you are.
And real quick, I just wanted to mention tomorrow is the Soul Dance event at the Haven. Our own Daniel Angelus is putting this on. It's from
Is
1
that,
to
is
2.
that because he dances by himself?
Well,
SOLE.
it's
I'm the only person dancing here.
it's
a soul dance,
it's
only me.
Well, it's SOUL, really.
Oh.
And it's a thing called ecstatic dance. I
that
don't know if
makes
you've
more
seen
sense
this or
now.
heard of this, but it's actually a very cool thing.
Did it start at Woodstock? Because
It may have. I
yeah.
don't know. I was only 9 when Woodstock happened, so
Yeah.
I missed all of that fun.
Oh, you weren't there.
Anyway, check it out. It's at the Haven, and you wanna. It's probably be a very good time. You know?
Sure.
So anyway, what should we do next?
I think we should talk to our guest, Patrick. Isn't that
excellent.
how it works? It's a
Excellent.
radio show.
I've been out for 2 weeks. I forgot everything. You know what happens? I've got one of those little monitor things, that goes on your finger.
Yeah.
My oxygen pulse
Oh, the
ox rate.
oxygen, yeah.
Yeah, it dropped way down below demented. So everything I learned in 9th grade is now gone. Completely gone.
And beyond.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's starting to make sense.
Yeah.
It's starting to make sense.
Yes, let's talk to our first guest.
Yes. Why don't we?
Dr. Rod Gotchula, MD. Welcome, Doctor.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Close.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's the most common mispronunciation.
oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's not Rod then.
It's
It
not.
is
It's
Rod.
Road.
Oh, it is Rod. It's the second name
It's
he mispronounced.
Go-Tula.
Go
Go
Tula.
Tula.
Go Tula.
Yeah,
Oh,
go
that
to
makes
it.
sense.
Like,
Go
go
Tula.
to it.
He's our go-to doctor.
Yeah.
All right. Go
All right.
Tula. I apologize, Radioland and Doctor.
So why don't you tell us about yourself, Dr. Rod?
Well, I'm a family physician. Grew up in Nebraska. Did my training at medical school in Omaha, and then a family medicine residency in Des Moines, Iowa.
You
Okay.
have Midwest all over you.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
are just
Yes.
Midwest.
Oh, nice. Yeah. The Heartland.
The Heartland.
Yeah.
That's right. Very, very rural area. After medical school, I stayed in Des Moines for a while, and then I went to Jacksonville, Florida, practiced family medicine down there.
Okay.
Moved to Denver because my wife at that time, family was in Denver, and I had family in Denver.
Oh, cool.
And a year after I moved back, I became the head doctor for the Colorado prison system.
Oh,
So I stayed in that position for about 4 years, and that was my introduction to what we call correctional health care,
Okay.
prison health care.
okay.
And then prison administration tends to be pure political and bureaucratic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can't imagine that.
Surprise.
Really.
Yeah. So after about 4 years of my sort of prodding them, they got tired of me, but I stayed in correctional health care for about another 8 years. My goal always trying to bring medical schools and prison systems together because they're both state institutions. And it makes sense if you're going to spend money on prisoners that you go ahead and spend the money in your state institution, your state hospital, or your state medical school.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but it never took off.
Were you at Canyon City?
I would do stints down in Canyon City.
Okay.
Most of mine was as a medical director, I was mostly administrative,
Okay.
but I did a year down in Canyon City with the infirmary down there.
Okay. I grew up in Denver. I'm familiar.
Okay.
Not with. I didn't spend any time at Canyon City, but
Yeah.
some of my relatives
You were
did.
in another prison.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
No, Buena Vista. That was the boys' prison in the 60s.
That's the boys' prison. Canyon City was the prison there. The territorial part was probably built in about 1776.
Yeah. Oh man,
It's an old one. They've
Oh,
added
wow.
onto it, but
yeah.
anyway. So, and then in 2006, I got frustrated with prison health care because I did a lot of expert witness work for attorneys because prisoners sue prison systems, and I would represent or be an expert witness on either side.
Wow.
I never picked sides, but I
Right.
got really fed up with it because of the poor quality of health care that was practiced in the prisons.
Well, wait a minute. How would the administration look on you if you picked the side of the prisoner? I would think that.
I wasn't with the Department of
Oh, you were
Corrections.
not on
No,
the.
so I was
in
an
the Department of
independent.
Time. But you
at that
couldn't.
point
You
in
couldn't
time.
be on the prisoner's side if you are part of.
Right.
Right.
But because of my expertise in prison health care,
Sure. Yeah.
I was sought after as an expert witness, but got tired of it because attorneys on the other side always kind of treat you as paid whores. I'm sorry. But,
Yeah. No, I totally dig it. I understand what you're saying.
All right.
Yeah.
So then I decided in 2006 to try my
Well, it's
hand.
better than an unpaid whore. isn't
Yeah.
it?
Then you're just a slut.
Yeah.
I apologize. I didn't mean that.
I mean, what kind of, who wants to be compared to an unpaid whore?
No one does.
No one.
No one. Male or female.
So 2006, I went into hospice, and I did hospice for 12 years, which was my most rewarding career.
That's awesome.
And we can talk a little bit more about that later.
Oh, yeah.
And that was mostly in the Denver area that I stayed. But one of the things that happened with hospices around that time was the big hospices were buying up the little hospices. And so if you worked for a little hospice, the big hospice came in, bought it up, and said, well, we already have our doctors, so you can
Bye-bye.
go. So I ended up going down to Florida for about a year, and that didn't last very long. And then I came back to Denver
Okay.
and still went into hospice, and then the hospice closed. What the last hospice that I was with closed down and stuff. So I did that, and then there was one more stint down in Florida for about a year, and then I came back to Denver and Colorado Springs, and I actually went into cannabis medicine. And if you're interested at some future date, we can come in and talk all about cannabis medicine.
Well, yeah, we could talk about that a little bit today, probably, because
So did you really get into cannabis medicine, or did you just get high in Colorado?
Rocky Mountain
You
High.
don't have to tell the truth here. Doesn't matter.
My eyes were opened. When I started cannabis medicine, I was somewhat knowledgeable about it, but just
What is
learned
cannabis medicine? Is like take 2 joints and call me in the morning?
No.
What is that?
No, it's-
no. So Colorado is a medical marijuana state where
Yes.
people can get a medical marijuana license, certificate, whatever you want to call that, where they can buy cannabis products, which are mostly THC, but some CBD, in medical marijuana stores, dispensaries. A couple years after they did the medical marijuana, they went recreational too, so now you can get it both ways. But the amazing thing about the cannabis medicine was so a patient needed to come in, see a physician. The physician needed to go ahead and certify that they had a condition that the state had laid out, and the state had like 15 different conditions: seizure disorder, depression, chronic pain, et cetera,
Right.
cancer. And if they met one of those criteria, you could go ahead and give them their certificate for a year.
Right.
And the advantage to the patient was that they could buy more quantities or larger quantities of cannabis products than you could recreationally.
Okay.
And two, there wasn't this 15% excise tax that
Right.
the recreational has. So it was cheaper, et cetera. It's interesting that probably 75% of my patients were 60 years and older.
Oh, yeah.
So most
Sure.
people would think it would be the young people coming in to try and go ahead and
Right, right.
get it. And
Kill
you
one
know,
over.
every now and then you'd have a young person come in who'd said, "Oh, I've got horrible back pain,
Uh-huh.
and I need to have it." And you go, "Show me the X-rays or
Yeah,
show
really.
me the
Right.
doctor's report." And it was absolutely amazing. Really, really good for chronic pains. The majority of my patients were chronic pain from either arthritis, back surgery, fibromyalgia, et cetera. And when they got on a combination of THC and CBD,
Right.
excellent results.
Even better. Now, is there a beneficial ratio of CBD to THC, one more than the other, for different ailments, or?
Well, unfortunately, everybody is so individual on how they respond to it. So you can give 5 milligrams of THC to somebody and they say, "Yeah, didn't do anything for me."
Mm-hmm.
Give it to somebody else and they're looped for 5 hours, 6 hours,
Ooh,
etc.
uh-huh.
So everybody's individual. Some of my patients could only do a THC or a CBD to THC ratio of like 10 to 1,
Yeah.
10 CBD to 1 THC.
Yeah.
Others would do 1 to 1, do just absolutely fine. The combination always worked better than just doing one alone because they're synergistic in our bodies. So they boost each other, and so they got better results when they use both of them together.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay.
there are a whole lot of things it's used.
Yeah.
So we used it for seizures in children, and it just was CBD, especially in children. It's just amazing.
I just quick anecdote. I got to say, I had a little dog that had seizures, started having seizures, and they would get worse and worse. He'd have one like it got to where it'd have one every 10 minutes,
Oh,
you
wow.
know. And I went to a dispensary and got cheese crackers, the little cheese rich, little whatever they are, crackers. And, I figured out they give you a dosage on it, and I divided my weight into his weight, and made the proper dosage. And the seizures didn't stop completely, but it went down to like once a day for about 6 months. And then it got so bad we had to put him down. But it helped amazingly with that. And I mean, I'm not recommending people go out and give, cannabis to your dogs.
So the crackers had CBD?
Yeah. The edibles, they have all kinds of
But
edibles.
in cracker form?
Yeah.
I've never seen
They're
crackers.
like Cheez-Its. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And you get gummies or brownies, all kinds of stuff
Yeah,
at those
yeah.
places. But I imagine if it worked for a little dog, it would do wonders for a human being.
What, did your dispensary have aisles? Like, this
No.
is the cracker aisle.
Well, they're big cases, and they have all the smokables over here, and then they've got like oils and
Yeah.
other stuff, wax. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And then they've got like just a whole variety of
Dairy case.
gummy worms. There's sodas,
Sodas.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There's all kinds of
Yeah.
cannabis products that a human can enjoy.
Wow.
After I came down here, I really wanted to try and promote the CBD for kids down here with seizures because
Right.
that's problematic, especially in the indigenous population and
Really?
stuff.
Oh, wow.
One of the problems is that apparently Panama has laws against physicians recommending even CBD,
Really?
anything that's cannabinoid.
Really?
There are a few physicians who just sort of go ahead and recommend it, but the problem is that they don't know the right dosing for the kids. Because in the children we had, for those people who aren't familiar, there's a little girl named Charlotte Figge, and Charlotte Figge was the poster girl for CBD.
Oh, really?
She would have 300 seizures a week.
Wow.
And when mom and dad finally convinced themselves to try CBD, she stopped having seizures
Oh, wow.
just with the CBD. So, and if you have a child down here who takes 3 seizure medicines to control their seizures, you can add in CBD and maybe reduce it to 1. So,
Wow, that's amazing.
and Panama passed a medical marijuana law about 2 years ago,
Right.
but it's really, really slow rolling off the shelf.
Yeah.
So I don't expect to see anything on the shelves for about a year.
Really.
And my concern is that apparently physicians need to go ahead and prescribe it, except that most physicians down here don't have a clue
Right.
about how to use it. So
Right.
I'm trying to promote that to get them interested, and I'll be glad to do educational programs
Yeah.
to educate them and
Sure.
stuff.
If you did workshops for the
Yeah.
doctors on that, that'd be
Yeah,
a great thing.
But so far, no interest
So,
in that.
Dr. Rod, how did you come here to Panama?
Well, about 5 years ago, as I got closer to retirement, I started looking around at where I might want to retire and decided probably out of the country because I was getting pretty fed up with politics and all the other stuff in there. So I did the typical international living conference
Okay.
everybody does.
Yeah.
Taiwan and Portugal, et cetera. And Panama was one of them. And I started doing some research about the Pensionado program and especially Boquete. And it turned out that Boquete had the only hospice in Panama, and I was a hospice doctor.
Right.
So I contacted the president of Boquete Health and Hospice back then, said, come on up. So she put me up, and I just started doing more and more research about Boquete, and everything fit. The Pensionado program, the temperatures,
Yeah.
the landscape, the geology. I didn't know that much about the culture at that point in time, but I just love it.
Yeah.
I just was back in the United States for a month.
Ooh.
Took me about 1 week to go ahead and get totally fed up with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I hear that.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
we hear that over and over.
Over
again.
and over,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah. So I moved down here just about 3 years ago by myself. So I'm single, ladies.
All right, ladies, you heard that. We
Yeah.
got a doctor on the line. Okay.
And
A doctor can hook you up with some CBD.
you actually can get that at Tuesday Market if you want.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
All right, never mind.
So anyway, and it was the other thing was the hospice, as I said, because I was experienced in hospice. my idea of retirement was to go ahead and work when I wanted to and not work when I didn't. So I thought that'll be a good opportunity because I got skills in this and I might be helpful for the hospice.
Well, yeah.
And then about 4 months ago, they asked me to be president, so they elected me president
Nice.
of Bocchetti Health and Hospice.
I can't think of anybody more qualified.
Well,
Yeah.
yes.
Certainly
So-
not one of us. I mean, that would be ridiculous.
Our idea of hospice care is a pillow, you know.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, I got to say, hospice care is one of the most noble things. It is an amazing.
absolutely.
We've had to use it
Absolutely.
more than once in the States for our parents. And it is one of the most wonderful things
Sure.
that there is when you're getting towards end of life or you're caring for somebody that's getting towards end of life.
Yes, and it was the most rewarding sub-profession I had in my career because you get so close to patients and so close to families, and they're so appreciative.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do down here, we do a lot of stuff, but a lot of people have trouble with the word hospice because they think, well, that means giving up.
Yeah.
You know, and actually, it's all about comfort. So we're
Yeah.
all going to die. You know,
Much as I hate to admit it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what you want to do is you want to have those last few weeks, months, et cetera, be as comfortable as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Hospice down here can't be like hospice in the United States just because it's not paid for like it is in the United
I
States.
see.
So you don't have all the employed personnel to go in. But what we do is if somebody comes on hospice that they call and they have a condition where we think they're going to pass away in 6 months or less, we'll go into the home and we'll make an assessment of what's going on, what's the disease, what's the support system, et cetera, and then make a plan on what sort of things are needed. Do they need a hospital bed? Do they need a wheelchair?
Right.
Et cetera. And we supply medical equipment not only to hospice, but for anybody that calls us. If they're not hospice, it's short term, so it's like 3 months, but we have hospital beds, we have walkers, we have wheelchairs, et cetera, that anybody can use for free for
That's
3
amazing.
months. For 3
Really
months.
amazing.
And if they're on hospice, they can have the equipment for as long as they need. We also have oxygen concentrators because we run into people who have breathing issues.
And I know you need more of those portable
Yes.
oxygen concentrators.
Yes.
And I just found out that they run around $6,000 a piece.
No, two.
Two?
2,000 for a portable one.
A portable one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, because it's, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Even $2,000 is a lot of money. And since hospice isn't paid for here the way it is in the States, where do you get your money?
Money is all donations.
All donations.
So occasionally we have fundraising, although not so much this year.
Okay.
We'd have fundraising,
Wow.
and we're looking at different areas where we might be able to fundraise more. I'm interested in trying to get some money out of the United States, fundraise in the United States, but the problem is they can't deduct it in the United States
No.
unless they're a 501c3.
I see.
So we're looking at all sorts of options
Okay.
now.
Okay.
But yes, we need money to buy equipment as well as run the place, et cetera, et cetera.
So
All
many
right.
good organizations here
Yeah.
in Boquete.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, there
Really.
are. There are.
Well, we've got, there are so many expats now. If everybody gave just a little bit to all of these noble charities, I think, we would do okay.
Yeah.
It's not a real hardship for people to give out $15-20,
Right.
but more would be better.
Yes. Yeah, that or on a recurring basis, like with Animales or the blood drive.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I forgot to mention that. We'll talk about the blood drive.
Oh,
'cause
please.
That's an important part of this.
Yes.
So twice a year we have a blood drive where we collect blood. In Panama, the way I understand it is if you're going to surgery and you need blood, you need to cough up $200 or $250 for a pint of blood.
Oh boy.
And or you need to go get somebody to backfill it, so you need to get somebody to donate. When we have our blood drive, we've got an agreement with the blood bank at Cherokee Hospital and stuff where we go ahead and bank. We have reserves of blood there. And currently it's about 165 pints. Anybody in the Boquete area can go ahead and call us and ask for blood and get it free.
Yeah.
So if they call
Wow.
us and they need some blood, we call the blood bank, gets all set up, blood gets delivered to where it's supposed to go, et cetera. Costs them nothing.
Oh my. That's nice.
One of the things that we really need is we need to try and convince the Panamanian population to go ahead and give blood.
Uh-huh.
Okay, because right now, problem with Panama is that I think it's age 65, they won't go ahead and let you donate unless there's
Right.
specific circumstances.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we need younger people to go ahead and donate the blood.
Yes.
The other way, though, if you happen to be over 65, is that we have a matching fund. So you can go onto our website and say, I'm going to donate $1 for every pint that you collect this next blood drive, or $2 or whatever. And that's a way of getting us money.
That's excellent. And what's the website again?
It's BoquettiHealth.org.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, BoquettiHospice.org.
Buchetti Health. BuchettiHospice.org.
Yes.
I wanted to say hospice, but that's not a word.
Yeah.
BuchettiHospice.org.
Yeah.
Click on over there, people, and
Yeah.
and give it up.
Yeah. And I think the next one here is coming up in October.
Okay.
Okay, but the
Great.
neat thing about it is we don't care. This is not an expat thing. This is a community thing. So
Right.
it doesn't make any difference if you're Panamanian or expat or whatever.
Right.
Our services go everywhere, whether it's equipment loaning, whether it's blood donations.
To whoever
et cetera.
really needs it.
To whoever really needs it.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Dr. Rod, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
I mean, we
And,
could.
you broke
Oh.
the record of mentioning blood more times. More time. I'm almost passing out here. You know, I'm like very. You know, you mentioned blood more times than any other guest ever in the history of the show.
Okay, the last thing I want to say.
Oh,
before I
please.
go, is that we need volunteers.
Okay.
If you want to volunteer, you're not going to be taking care of dead people if you volunteer. We have all sorts of different jobs, anywhere from fundraising to banking
Okay.
to food distribution.
Unless, of course, you want to
transportation.
take care of dead people.
Well, if you want
or
to,
near
yes,
dead people.
yes, and
Oh,
you
my
do
God.
not have to be medically trained
Oh, wow.
to
Awesome.
do this.
Okay. Thank you.
so
That's
much.
awesome.
Oh, you're welcome.
Dr. Rod, go Chula.
Go
Yeah.
Chula.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you
The
for
go-to
coming.
doc. Thank you,
the
Doctor.
weekend kickoff.
Oh, man.
Oh
Excellent.
man, I'm a little lightheaded from all
I
the
know.
blood.
I know. Me too. Well,
blood
I
discussion.
started out that way.
Yeah. Maybe it's a good time to mention Big Daddies
Big
again.
Daddies.
You know, get
You
some
know,
food and maybe get some blood circulating in your
After I
system.
get rid of a pint of blood, I want to refill with a pint of margarita.
That's
And that's a
that's
terrible
the way
bit
to
of
go.
advice.
The way to go. The way to go.
Hey,
Yeah.
Chris, you hear that? Yeah, talk to him. That'd
Oh
be great.
wow. I'm a little lightheaded from the blood talk, but maybe we can change that now.
Yeah.
Who do we have now, Patrick?
Well, we've got somebody that I know, a profession that you would love to be involved in.
Yeah.
We've got a digital nomad today.
Digital nomad.
Mr.
Oh.
Eric Falk, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, welcome
how's it
to the
going?
weekend kickoff.
Hey, how you
Thanks-
doing, Eric?
Thanks for having me. Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's our pleasure.
So where are you from, Eric?
Well, I'm originally from Venezuela,
Oh, okay.
and I've been living here in Boquete for about 3 years.
3
Okay.
years.
Yeah, 3 years now. Well, in Panama, around 9 years, but here in
Oh,
Boquete,
okay.
like around 3 years.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
Great.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So, and you're a digital nomad.
Yeah, I mean, you can call it digital nomad. I'll rather have the term like remote worker at the moment because, like I said,
Remote
I-
sex worker. I mean, remote worker. Sorry.
but yeah, like because at the moment I'm not traveling like a lot.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm going to make some travels this year, but not like for long terms. You know,
Okay.
like right now, just fall in love.
You're
of,
still
of,
not
of
telling
Boquete.
us what you do.
What kind
do
of
you
remote
do?
work? is it?
Marketing services mostly.
Marketing services.
Yeah.
Marketing services.
Well, I'm
Okay.
still unclear then. So, walk us through a little of that. What do you market? Or
Yeah,
for whom?
like basically, right now I make solutions for any type of company. Like right now, I'm like in the marketing department for a real estate company that is actually in the States, based in New Jersey. And mostly like running all of the landing pages, the Facebook ads, if they want to make like automations to like the landing pages and email marketing as well.
Oh, wow.
I do like a little
Right.
bit of everything, you know.
Okay.
And also I met some guys here in Boquete. Shout out to the Morning Movement.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are the folks who runs like a small boutique coffee company, and they sell coffee for that they find that they actually get from Central America, and they sell it through Shopify. That's like a
Online
website.
thing?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
an
I've heard of
online
that.
e-commerce
Yeah.
website. And I'm the one who always takes care of like everything, put it like up to date when it comes to inventory and also when it comes to email marketing. So, yep.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So they're selling like retail coffee online.
Exactly.
So you go and you're buying like a pound of coffee or.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, with that company, we get like around 3,000 pounds a month, and we ship it to one place that we have in Vermont, and then we distribute all around the U.S. because most of the people who buy that coffee from that website
from the US.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's
Wow.
great.
So you
Fantastic.
can people can get the really good stuff
Yeah.
online
Yeah.
thanks to your efforts there.
Yep.
So just out of curiosity, what does a pound of coffee go for? I mean, what's the range?
We actually sell around $18 to $25.
Okay.
Not the pound. It's 300 grams. I don't know. That's like 8.5 ounces, 9 ounces.
Half a pound, right? About
Yeah.
half a pound?
Yeah, more or less. Like a pound is
16 ounces. 16 ounces to the pound.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like I'm Latino, so when it
Oh,
comes
yeah.
to
No, no,
pounds
I
and
know.
ounces, it's
Yeah.
like I'm mostly like kilograms
I
and grams.
started
You know.
out working in a supermarket, and we had to know for some reason 16. There are 16 ounces to a pound. I don't know. I remember that.
Yeah,
I
wow.
don't remember much else, but
But how many grams to a pound?
I have no idea.
I don't know either, and who knows?
Yeah.
It's a mystery. We may never know.
But anyway, you must know the American mind very well if you're marketing to Americans.
Yeah, totally. Well, I've been receiving like a lot of help from.
I say North America. I know certain Latinos don't
No,
like
no,
the
no,
term
don't worry about it.
America.
Don't worry, don't
Oh,
worry.
don't worry?
Like, you can
Okay.
say American and I
Okay.
won't get offended. I mean,
right.
and actually Latinos, we're not that like we don't have that type of personality that easily get offended. So I mean,
Well, that's good.
Well,
that's-
no. Sometimes I've said
They're not-
Americans. They're like,
they're not
we're
that-
Americans too. you know?
I know,
I'm like,
I know a
okay.
couple of those guys,
Yeah.
but they're not that many.
Yeah.
The majority are like pretty chill. So
Okay, good,
don't
good.
worry about it.
Well,
yeah,
that's
you can
my
say American.
experience. They're chill.
All right.
But yeah, like I said, like the actual people who run the company, they have helped me a lot of how to actually create the copy and the type of like language that they want to project
Right,
on their emails
right.
and stuff. And I'm a quick learner, so I'm really good with them.
Well, that's great because there's nothing funnier than bad language. You know, in any language, that's you can tell like the person's not from your country, but they put it in a funny way or something.
Yeah.
Like a phrase or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
Well,
you know?
and things don't always translate easily.
Well, that's true.
Because
That's true.
when I took my driver's test, they translated into English, and I don't know if they use Google Translate or whatever, but so much of it ended up being kind of nonsensical.
Yeah.
I had to do a lot of guessing as to what does this even mean? I don't understand the question.
I used to sell in my previous life baby products. I sold a lot of baby products, baby shoes mostly, but also products. So I would go to these trade shows, and one product that I saw, and it was made in Japan. It was something kind of like a buzzer you would put in the diaper of the baby, and it would buzz when it got wet
Okay.
to notify you. But the copy that they used in English was so funny. I mean, it was like crazy. I was like, they really should run it by somebody who speaks English before. They just translate. It was ridiculous.
Did the buzzer shock the baby? That's how you knew?
When your baby is crying and it was a crazy product.
Language
but-
is funny. We get off
Yeah.
on tangents, but it's a
Yeah, we
funny
do.
thing.
Yeah.
There was a restaurant in L.A. It was a Chinese restaurant. And I used to have a picture of it. The name of the restaurant was 3 words, the Pu Ping Palace.
Okay.
Yeah. So say that real fast.
Not the
and-
greatest name for a
5 times.
restaurant.
Yes. So Eric, what about but coffee's not the only thing you market, right?
Nope.
What are some of the other things that you've been involved with that are interesting?
Yeah, like I said, like the other company that I'm working with is a real estate company. that mostly takes care of like commercial properties.
Okay.
We're not talking about like residential houses
Oh,
and
I
things
see.
like that.
Like strip
Buildings
malls and,
in,
office
New
buildings.
Jersey, you said, right?
It's actually self-storage.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a development company who has like a bunch of projects, not only in New Jersey, but like all around the states. And yeah, those guys are like really, really good on what they do. But when it comes to building like a website and having a guy who can actually give you some recommendations when it comes to edit videos and Instagram posts and things like that. Yeah, that's why. I'm the actual guy who
Okay.
actually does those
Okay.
things. You know.
Yeah.
Do you have any clients that you some subjects are more fun than others to market, or is there anything that you just, if I have to look at this again, I'm gonna jump off a bridge or anything, or
Nah, I mean,
Or it's all good?
It's all good. Like I think that when it comes to the guys that I'm working, the guys from the Morning Movement, the coffee company, is a little more entertained because they give me a little more flexibility because we're not that many on the actual team. The real estate company is a little more corporate, you know. But
Is that the name of the coffee company, the Morning Movement?
the Morning Movement? Yeah. Morningmovementcoffee.com.
okay. Well, I see where this is
also,
going.
maybe not such a great name.
Well, you know, I mean, there's a theory out there that coffee helps you go in the morning.
I
you
know.
No, and
Drink coffee in the morning, and
yeah.
you're gonna move.
and the actual sales, I mean, they're really good. So I
Yeah.
mean, we're doing fine with that company.
So that name seems to be working
Yeah,
for him.
okay.
Then.
Yeah,
It
Okay.
works.
It works.
Yeah. I know. I happen to know somebody who gives seminars in how to become a remote worker like yourself, and I know there are many benefits. I mean, you work from
yes.
home, create your own hours. You don't have any commute to
Yes.
the job. You know, so
Very low overhead.
Low overhead,
Yeah,
yeah.
like-
You have like very flexible hours. You know, if you have to put in more hours, you can work all night or whatever.
Yeah, like
You know.
right now, I have to say like this is like my golden years, like because when I was
No.
no.
No,
But let me
You can't
do
see
the
him.
story.
He's a young guy. These are not your golden years.
Hear me out. Hear me
Our
out.
golden years.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
These are your salad years.
No, hear me out. The thing is, like I said before, I've been living in Panama for like around 8-9 years, but 6 of those years I was living in Panama City, and to be honest, personally, it was miserable because even though I was working for a tech company, when it comes to doing the commute and the traffic and the
Sure.
actual weather that Panama City has, like I
Sure.
mean, for me, it was really really depressing. And
Yeah.
the thing that changed everything was the pandemic, because for me was mentally, it was really really hard for me to survive that 2020, even though I was having a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like after 2020, I was like, I need to do something about
Right.
this, you know, because even though we're going to reopen the city and all that, I mean, it was really really hard. So I took the actual initiative, you can call it, with me and my girlfriend to just spend 1 year here in Boquete, and it was the best, you know, because like in every sense, you know,
Yeah.
because I was working for a Panamanian tech company, but the salary was like really low.
Oh.
And just came here, met a lot of people, and making those connections with expats, I was able to actually get those 2 jobs that I'm telling you about, you know. So, and the situation with the weather changed, obviously, because we have an amazing weather here. And just like the lifestyle, you know,
Sure.
like it's not that type of like a rush,
Right.
frantic
Oh,
type
yeah.
of lifestyle, you know.
Oh,
and
no.
and I have a really pretty chill personality. I was not the guy that was like going out every single weekend in Casco
Right.
Viejo and get drunk and all that. I'm sort of like an old soul, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for me and my girlfriend, like, Boquete was the best, you know. And,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure that we're going to spend many more years here.
Awesome.
Oh, that's
awesome.
great. That's
Us
great.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's our golden years. It feels sometimes more like it's our rust years. You know, it's,
Well, gold leading into rust, yeah. But this guy, he doesn't have a gray hair on his body,
Not
and he's
one,
telling me he's in
yeah.
his golden years.
yeah.
You know, I mean,
No, it's you're right though. It is one of the things we all love about Boquete is it's a very chill place.
Yes.
If I were
Yeah.
in LA and I was behind somebody driving at 20 kilometers an hour, which is about 7 miles an hour,
yeah.
I would, I'd be biting through my steering wheel.
Well, let's not bring up driving.
You know.
Driving may not be the best example.
However,
of
no,
chill in,
I gotta say,
in Panama.
I gotta say here, it happens all the time. I get behind people doing 20 kilometers in a 40 kilometer zone, and I'm like, hey, good. I'm in
Yeah.
no hurry. I'll
Yeah.
get there when I get there.
Yeah.
You know, it's a total attitude
my
shift.
Yeah, it's an
CBD
attitude change, yeah.
cracker. I
Yeah.
have my CBD cracker, and I'm chill. I don't. Oh, the guy stopped. I'll stop. I don't
Yeah,
care.
you're a
You
mellow
know.
fellow.
Yeah.
Guy stops to talk to his friends. I'll get out and go talk to his friends
Yeah,
too.
I'll
I mean,
make
what
friends.
the heck? Yeah. Why
Like
not?
New friends. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a way to
Hey,
make
buddy,
friends.
want a cracker?
Yeah. Give out crackers to all your buddies.
Crackers. And that's how Patrick goes through life.
Yeah, full of crackers. Eric, so I imagine for the work you do, you need like a good computer, really high-speed internet, reliable service.
Oh yes,
That kind of stuff?
One of the priorities to come here to Boquete was definitely the internet speed. But I mean, I haven't got any issues with that.
Uh-huh.
Issues?
Like right now, I'm renting a house in Jaramillo Arriba,
See?
and the owner. I mean, he has like fiber optic.
Oh, yeah.
on his
Oh, that's a
house,
good
so I'm
friend,
like,
Mark Heyer,
uh,
right? Hey, Mark, how you doing,
exactly.
buddy?
Yeah, shout out to Mark.
Yeah, yeah. No, he's got
Uh,
the highest tech of all the high
Yes,
techs
he is
that are
amazing.
techie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got really lucky to meet him and Martin and yeah, I mean right now it has been great when it comes to those type of like essentials that we need.
Yeah.
Okay. Internet and the computers. I mean, you cannot. I don't have like the top of the line. I
Okay.
just have a Mac and
Yeah.
Oh.
but it's not like the top of the line. It's
Yeah,
just like
but-
an M1 Mac. And,
Hey,
and
Macs
that's
are
it.
great, man.
Yeah, really good.
So, Eric, let me ask you this: you're a young guy. I mean, well, no, you're young. You're a young guy. Aside from work, we know you work. You work remotely. What do you do for fun in Boquete?
Mostly hiking. Like every single day, I like to just take a hike close to the actual area where I live.
Nice.
And I have to say that like a bunch of my money goes directly to the restaurants here in Boquete.
Okay, okay.
Like the restaurants.
So I'm a really good fan of Big Daddy's
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
Tap Out and Don de Giselle, and actually last night we went to the Rock because I was like, I mean, I've been eating in that place several times, but I didn't. I how to say that? I totally forgot. I forgot my English now.
Oh, that's okay.
No. I spent. You guys know that on Thursday they have like a ribs night.
Oh,
or
you
something
can
like
eat
that.
ribs.
Yeah,
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 baby.
Yeah, I've been several times, but I never experienced that night. You know.
Oh,
So
okay.
yesterday was that night, and it was great. You know.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's just like doing exercise in the morning and eating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's my hobbies.
yeah.
Yeah, I got to say,
Well, I
Eric,
think we could be friends.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Except for the exercise.
Well, you should come join the Lazy Hikers on Monday morning.
I've
Yeah.
heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my group.
Yeah,
Okay.
he
Yeah,
does that.
Lazy hikers.
We
We
hike
don't care
lazily.
how far you go.
Yeah.
You know, like other groups, they're like, we're going to walk for 5 miles and 5 miles back. And no, we're not
Okay.
going to do that.
No.
We're going to go,
Just chill.
as
The
far
other
as you want to
groups,
go.
They get a Marine Corps drill sergeant out
Yeah.
there. And if you don't walk fast enough, you got to drop and give them 20. It's
Like a David Goggins stuff.
yeah. You don't want that.
No, we don't do that. We don't do that. No pressure.
Yeah.
Our hiking group, no pressure.
Hey, I noticed, and I heard about this, but I saw it for the first time today. The Riverwalk they're building right next to the Caldera River.
Where is this?
It goes, well, the part I saw goes under the Panamonte Bridge. Now, I don't know.
Really?
Oh well, they're
Yeah.
gonna make a park. They're building a park like next
Yeah.
to the actual Panamonte Bridge.
Really?
I've heard of it,
Yeah, and the
They have the sign and everything. Like,
Oh, okay.
this nice wide pathway
Yeah.
goes right next to the Caldera River there, And I don't know. I
Isn't
hope it
that
goes
where
all
the
way
old
to
bridge
other
got
part.
washed away years ago?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah, well,
But they've done a lot of work on it since. They've dredged that thing a lot.
Okay.
yeah, and apparently like they do like regular maintenance like in other areas just to be safe if by any chance gets like really rainy and stuff. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I've just had a great idea for a fundraiser, maybe for BHH, a walkathon on the River Walk.
Great
People sign
idea,
up,
yeah.
you pledge so much a mile.
Yeah.
We used to do that when we were kids. The March of Dimes would have these walkathons.
Yeah.
And at the
I
end of
could
it,
probably walk from the bridge to the Panamonte Hotel.
yeah,
'Cause that doesn't
from the
that's-
Panamonte
that's about
side
10
of the
cents.
bridge.
That's about 10 cents. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good for 10 cents.
Yeah, okay. Well, hey, every bit helps.
Every
you
yeah,
yeah.
sure.
know? Yeah, anyway, well, Eric, you're a digital nomad. I know, remote worker. But digital nomad sounds so fun.
Yeah,
though,
it sounds
doesn't
cooler.
It?
Yeah,
sounds
I know.
exotic.
Remote
I know,
sex
I
worker
know.
sounds like more fun.
Well,
I don't know how that would work, but I'm a remote sex worker.
you could set up your own channel. In fact, for
I
that.
pretty much am a remote sex worker. 'cause-
OnlyFans.
yeah.
You can make our own.
Instead of
Right, that's right. That's
instead
true.
of Pornhub, you could call it Chub Hub.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
certain clientele.
Yeah,
But hey, people
yeah.
pay for all kinds of crazy stuff. You never know.
that's true. So people may want to see me, even though I don't want to see me.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I
That's,
don't think
that's
so.
no
I
good.
don't think so.
And so you frequent all the places in town now.
Yep.
But hiking. So you are there trails in your neighborhood, or do you go like the Pipeline or Quetzal?
Yeah, like the pipeline is kind of a easy
Yeah.
track,
Yeah.
But sometimes I do a little bit of the Volcan Baru.
Oh, ooh.
Like
Oh,
I mean,
that's a tough one.
I don't go every weekend to Volcan Baru
Yeah.
to actually do it, But just like like in the beginning, I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys have been like in that area.
Oh, no, that's
I mean,
way too much work,
It's
no.
it's really hilly,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's great, because I mean, gets your heart pumping and,
Oh, yeah.
and do a lot of exercise, but also like around. Where I live in Jaramillo Arriba is mostly uphill, so
Yeah.
I just walk out of the house and
Well, you
go
know,
up.
at our age, what gets our heart pumping? Stepping into the car. Just stepping into the car gets my heart pumping. That's enough. I don't need much more than that.
No. That's quite a lot of exercise.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
I told you we're different. You're
Yeah.
you're in a different category.
Have you ever seen a Quetzal?
A what?
A Quetzal?
The bird.
That bird?
Oh,
They're-
yes, the
they're
Quetzal.
Splendid Quetzal. Yeah.
Actually, well, that was a little bit of I don't know, a couple of years ago. I did the trail Los Quetzales. That is from Cerro Punta.
Yeah.
All the way here to Boquete.
That is a long.
It was
hike.
like it's sort of like a 3-hour hike.
Wow.
I mean, and it was
Wait,
great.
you walked all the way from Cerro Punto to
yeah.
Boquete?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
3 hours?
like around 3 hours, yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow, I thought it would be much more than that. Maybe
you-
because
No,
it's
no.
like a direct line, and
Yeah,
I mean,
thought
if
it-
you drive, it's like 2
No,
hours, isn't it? Or
Yeah, but you gotta
and
go
actually
all the
it's
way this way.
Yeah.
all the way
I don't
back.
remember.
that's what I'm-
I don't remember that I did those 3 hours like concentrate of actually finishing the thing. It was like just like walking around, and I mean, it wasn't easy. Obviously, I
Yeah.
have to say that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was great because I was able to actually see, that type of bird. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And
They're
like
amazing.
around my area, sometimes in certain months of the year, you can actually hear them, like the,
Oh, yeah?
the quetzales. So
Oh, how
I mean,
cool.
yeah, it's
Wow.
really good.
I've
Yeah.
seen them. I've actually taken a picture of one once. I've only seen them one time, but I've never heard them. I've never heard the sound they make.
Yeah,
But-
but they're really beautiful.
Now, the
yeah.
question then I have is if you hike from Cerro Punta all
Mm-hmm.
the way over to the Boquete side, you got to turn around and go back so you get your car?
No, well, I mean, the plan that I did for that hike, it was like, okay, I just went with my girlfriend to Cerro Punta. She dropped me off.
Okay,
in
that's-
Cerro Punta, and then we met
That's
here
the
in
smart
Boquete,
way.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, nah, it was too much.
She's the smart one. She drove
Yeah,
back.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
So tell us about your girlfriend. I'm just
No, no.
curious.
Well, no,
Where's she from?
She's actually from Panama.
Okay.
She's born and raised in Panama, and she also works remotely for an ad company based in Panama City. But she does like a totally different thing. She's a really great illustrator and graphic designer.
Oh, very
Oh,
cool.
wow.
And she has been doing a lot of work like here in Boquete as well. Like the latest project that she has is, I don't know if you guys know Dagmar, the dentist.
Dagmar,
Yes,
yes,
yes.
yes.
Rios.
She's
Rios?
making the whole rebranding of the
Oh,
awesome.
I go,
So I was
I-
gonna-
my favorite dentist.
Yeah.
everyone
Love
from
her.
town goes to
I know,
that.
right?
Love her.
But yeah, I mean, she's also grinding here in Boquete and meeting people and.
She also
And-
does what every dentist does. She fills your mouth with stuff and then asks you questions.
You're like, all right.
The thing, the suction.
But no, yeah, I mean, Denise and me and Denise, I'm sorry, we're so happy to be here in Boquete
Yeah,
because like every aspect of our life, like we haven't reached any type of like negative point or like negative side
Oh, that's
of,
good.
of the actual decision of
Yeah.
coming here and living in Boquete.
Did you
So-
ever think, again, our ages are different. You know, when I think Patrick and I, we were growing up, most people worked at one job for like 40 years.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times in a factory, you'd work in a factory for 40 years.
yeah.
That was your life,
yeah.
you know?
Like right
And
now, it's a whole different
It's
world.
very hard
Yeah.
for us to understand this thing where you're not only are you not working in a place, you're working at home working for a company in the United States,
Yep.
and you're thousands of miles away, and it's so mind-boggling to
Yeah.
me.
It's
Yeah.
Like I worked, I had many jobs when I was young, like many, more than anybody I know, except maybe Patrick. And then I worked for in the same place for 30 years.
Okay.
You know, so pretty much like my father. You know, he worked, in one place his whole life. You
Yeah.
know, it's
And something that I always say to, I mean, any type of people, young people, or like maybe like older than me, is like, I have the perfect formula to have like a really good quality of living, and the actual formula is like you have to live in a country, like here in Latin America or South America or Central America, but if you are able to manage a type of job that can pay you as a regular person in the United States, you're
Sure.
golden. Like
Yeah.
Absolutely.
that's the actual formula. Like a lot of Latinos from my country, Venezuela or Panama, they always try to think, oh, I'm going just to move out to Canada or the United States and I'm gonna get rich. And I'm like, dude, like, no. I mean,
No.
the actual formula is just to stay here. We're living in a different world where we're not those type of like people that they need to be present
Yeah.
in an
Yeah,
office.
yeah.
Just try to nail a job remotely.
That's maybe-
obviously with a decent salary,
Mm-hmm.
and it's actually a win-win. Okay, because the companies, they're getting a really good efficient worker for half of the price.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that price for us, I mean, you can actually have a really good decent living because the expenses that you have for here in Latin America are not compared in the
Absolutely.
United States. You know,
You
so
know-
that's the actual key. You know?
I think you got the solution to the immigration problem. You know, everybody's trying to walk up to the U.S. and get a better life. Well, hey, stay here and get a better life. you
Exactly.
know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Eric, do you have to go to school? Do you go to school a lot for marketing and such, or do you have to get degrees?
Well,
or?
I got a bachelor's degree in mass media, but I didn't touch too much about marketing. It was mostly like self-taught.
Okay.
But I'm not a shy person. That's the thing, you know.
Yeah.
Like you always have to try to find a solution to people, you know. Like for example, Chris Young
Yes.
from Big Daddies.
Yeah.
I knew that he was having some issues when it comes to people trying to get some orders through WhatsApp. I was like, dude, like I can do something really, really quick for you, like a digital menu for WhatsApp, and the people just can order, and just with the actual solution of save you time and not going back and forward with a client just trying to get a burger, you know.
Wow.
So I mean, and
Well,
I
that's
just built it once again, like just self-taught. Like
Okay.
right, that's another thing, like YouTube
Yeah.
and the internet. I mean,
Yeah.
you can actually do a lot of things with that. You just have to have the drive,
Wow.
you know, and
That's-
to make
yeah.
stuff. And yeah, I mean,
You know,
you get those opportunities.
that's awesome.
It's a whole new world.
It's a whole new world.
Yeah, but I just see a little cottage industry right here where you can start marketing to people who are trying to leave their their country or whatever for a better life and go, hey, here's the way to do it right from your home,
Yep.
right from where you are. You save yourself a lot of heartache and misery and,
And it is not just marketing. I mean, like right now, my girlfriend, she doesn't do any type of marketing. She makes graphic design and illustration, and
Right.
it's the same stuff. I mean, you don't have to be on the actual place to get paid or like to do your job. You
Right.
just need to have a computer, internet connection, a good internet connection,
Yeah.
and you're all set.
Wow.
Yeah.
Eric, I got to say that you and your girlfriend are people that the BCP need. We need marketing. We need
Yeah, that's
experts in the
true.
field,
That's
you know.
true.
We have a lot of people doing a lot of things, helping us out with all
Okay.
of that. But it would be groovy to have one person maybe kind of doing all
Explain
those
to Eric
type
what
of things.
groovy means. Okay?
Groovy means
It's a
cool.
word from the 60s.
It means hip.
Hip.
I'm hip, baby.
Yeah.
I'm hip. Oh, by the way, for the record, I counted up once. I've had over 50 jobs, vocations, and careers. So,
Okay.
I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
I
probably
might
a
be-
record holder.
I think I'm like more than 30,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So,
Well,
yeah.
enough about me. Let's talk about Eric some more.
Okay.
Now we're almost there.
Almost out of time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we got a couple of minutes left here.
Sure.
But so, what's next for you? What do you see for your future in the immediate and the distant?
Like I said, like I've been so in love of Boquete and the people that I've been meeting here like every single day.
Uh-huh.
You can say that like right now I just want to establish all of my things, at least something to have permanent,
Yeah.
like a house or one of those things, and just trying to provide value with the people that I met.
Okay.
Like that's the actual plan that I have right now.
Do you smoke cigars?
No.
No.
Do you have a green baseball hat?
No, yeah, actually,
Oh,
yeah.
No, I
I
would
see where you're
say.
going
I just
there.
bought it like last
You
week.
got the Fidel look going
Yeah,
on.
if there's ever
yeah,
a
yeah,
show with Fidel Castro.
No, I'm not a communist.
No, a show. If there was a show, you could try out. You'd do great. You know?
Oh yeah, there's many shows need a character named Fidel, with
Yeah.
the beard and the cigar,
Yeah, you'd be like,
No, we don't. We're not communists. We just make fun of communists.
a remote
Oh, that's a great one. Yeah, good sketch. Go
Yeah.
online. Okay, I want you to get rid of these people. Click.
Yeah.
Deleted.
Delete these people.
You will be deleted. Yeah, remote dictator. I like that.
I am in Miami Beach, but I want to control the island.
All right. Well, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you, Eric, for
No,
being on the
it's okay.
show. And thank you, Dr. Rod, for being on the show. I look over that way because you can't see him, but he's over there watching.
Yeah,
No, it's been a lot of fun. And
it
again,
has been
it's
a
just
lot of fun.
zipped on by.
Yeah, the hour has just flown by.
And thank you, amigo.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure every time. All right, guys. Have a great week, everybody.